What's up, everyone? It's your boy Paul here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Nintendo 3DS collection. So I'm just going to get this started here by taking a look at my consoles, and I have here first my Nintendo 2DS. Now, this one I hear a lot of people say is the most comfortable to hold in your hands, and I have to say that I do agree, although the new Nintendo 3DS XL and 2DS XL are pretty, wide for your hands. They're not quite as wide as the Nintendo 2DS here. They don't feel quite as comfortable. This is kind of reminiscent of Game Boy Advance, how that felt in your hands back in the day. I remember having one of those as a kid. And yeah, this one I don't really take on the go with me because it isn't pocketable, but I'm definitely glad to have it in my collection at the price that I got it at a few years ago. Only $50 used from a pawn shop. I got it and it came preloaded with The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Animal Crossing. So yeah, I felt that that was a pretty good deal there. Now the next one I'm going to take a look at here is my Nintendo 2DS XL. And I do really like this one because it's light, very easy to take on the go with me. It looks nice. And the Nintendo 2DS, well, the new Nintendo 2DS is an upgrade from the older 2DS and 3DS systems as it runs games. It's basically more powerful hardware, runs games better and everything. And then last but not least, actually, this is my favorite out of my collection just because it looks the nicest, probably a little more rare than the other two and more valuable, is my new Nintendo 3DS XL here. Now this one I do occasionally bring with me, but usually it's the new Nintendo 2DS XL that I take with me on the go just because it's more light, more pocketable and handheld, even though that's not too bad either. Alright, so let's go ahead and start looking at games here. Now first I have Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I've played a bit of these, ended up putting them down because just so many games that I have. But I have to say that these are pretty good games. I like the Hawaiian style that they went with. And it's actually, from what I've played, it does present a bit of a challenge. Because I know everyone knows, of course, that Pokemon games can be pretty easy. But yeah, I do enjoy these. And the reason why I grabbed both of these instead of the Ultra Sun and Moon is because at the time I got these for 20 a piece, which was really a good deal, opposed to paying 40 just for the Ultra of either version of those. So I do look forward to picking those back up, getting into those. Next I have here Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and I haven't played this one at all, but I know this is a remake of Gen 3, which I did play as a kid. I played, what was it, Ruby and Emerald, and I really remember enjoying those games, but it's been so long that I don't remember them as much as I remember Gen 1 and 2. So I definitely do look forward to playing this one, and I'm glad I got this in my collection for the price I did at the time, because I know the 3DS eShop is closing in a few days, and these games are already just skyrocketing in price. It's crazy. Alright, so let's see what I have next here. Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. This is a Fire Emblem game, which is a strategy, turn-based RPG. It's almost like chess, like you're moving your units around like pieces on the field. Very fun games. I'm definitely a big fan of the Fire Emblem series after beating Three Houses 2 times and now playing Engage. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting into these, as well as Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. Now this is a remake, I hear, of Fire Emblem Gaiden, which I've never played, but I do look forward to playing this game here. I've seen the art style, graphics, and I've heard that it's a bit of a departure from the usual Fire Emblem games compared to how the other ones are, so I do look forward to diving into that one. And then of course there's Fire Emblem Awakening, which everyone says saved the Fire Emblem series. The Fire Emblem series was on the verge of being canceled for low sales. They put this out. The fans loved it, ate it up. So thank you for all the fans who supported this game at the time, because I didn't know anything about it back then. I wasn't. I probably was gaming at the time, but not too much. Donkey Kong Returns 3D. Now this is one of the first games that I got on the on my 2DS, the original one I had, which was black and red back in the day. And this was a reboot of the Donkey Kong Country series. Pretty fun, pretty challenging. This one also added the 3D effect to it, and also everyone agrees it's better than the Wii version, because you don't have to use the little waggle motion controls with the Wii remote. You can just press buttons as it should be played as a traditional 2D platformer. So the next one I have here is Hey Pikmin, and I actually picked this one up recently from a local game shop. I was surprised to see it, because lately I don't see too many 3DS games out in the wild, so I was glad to pick this up. I just turned it on and played a little bit of the first level just to test it out, make sure it worked, and it seemed kind of interesting, seemed pretty cinematic. I know this is definitely different than the regular Pikmin games. This is like a spin-off where it's a 2D platform, and Pikmin is usually something completely different, and I think this game got a lot of hate from the Pikmin fans because of that, but I still do look forward to checking it out and seeing if it is at least a decent 2D platformer side-scroller on its own, opposed to comparing it to the other Pikmin games. Now, the next one I have here is Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, and this is another 2D platformer. I do like 2D platformers, so I would like to try this one out. Let's see what we got next here. Two Yoshi games here, Yoshi's New Island and Yoshi's Woolly World. And these I showed in my previous video of pickups, but they're a part of my collection, so here I am showing them again here. And I definitely actually look forward to playing both of these. Yoshi's Woolly World, I believe this is kind of what they got the inspiration for Yoshi's Crafted World on the Switch with. And honestly, the Woolly World art style kind of looks better to me. But I guess I'll have to be the judge of that when I play both games. Now, Kirby Planet Robobot. I just started this game a few days ago. I'm only at World 3, but I have to say, I think this is going to be my favorite 2D Kirby game of all time. I really like how they switched up the gameplay loop with the mech suit, and even some levels where you have like the jet ability, and it's like a shoot 'em up. Really switches up the gameplay, but it does still have that classic Kirby 2D gameplay. This is just a great game. If you have any interest in Kirby at all, if you're a 2D platformer fan at all, I would think that this game is a must play. I highly recommend this game. Great game right here. Alright, next I have Kirby Triple Deluxe. Now this is in a generic GameStop case, because back in like 2020 when I bought this, 3DS games were becoming pretty scarce. Couldn't really find many of them, but I was glad to pick this up at GameStop anyway, even if it didn't have the original case. It was only about 20 bucks or so, so I was happy to pick that one up. Next I have Star Fox 64 3D, again in a generic case. Oh, here goes the cartridge falling out. But this is a great game. I believe this is the definitive version of Star Fox 64. It has the 3D visuals with it, remastered graphics, and I feel that the 3DS is the best place to play this game, because it's just such a great game to pick up and play on the go. I know it's on Switch Online, but opposed to jugging that big Switch around with you, you know, the 3DS you can put in your pocket. You can play this in short bursts, and actually I beat this game just being out and about one day, waiting around, doing stuff. I was able to beat this game, and actually I don't think I had beaten this game until I got the 3DS version, so that's definitely one of my favorite 3DS games right there. Now, I have Pilot Wings Resort here, which was a 3DS launch title, and this game just looks cool to me. You can fly around with the airplane rocket belt, which is like a jetpack, and a hand glider, and you're actually on the island that you were on in Wii Sports Resort. So that seems pretty cool. I really want to try this one out. This seems like another one of those just pick up and play games that you can just play in short bursts and have a lot of fun with. Now here I have the Mega Man Legacy Collection, and this one I got pre-owned, but it still came with a lot of the goodies, little art cards or whatever they are, the manual and all that. So I was glad to add this to the collection so I can try out these classic games, because I've actually never played a Mega Man game before. So let's see what I have next here. Scribblenauts Unlimited. Now this one I just grabbed on the cheap, like $5 or less, something like that. And it's on the least of my want to play 3DS games, but it still looks like a decent game. So I believe I do have a pretty good collection here. Let me know what you think in the comments. You like any of these games or recommend I should play them quicker? WarioWare Gold. Now this game I really do love on the 3DS, because it's just another one of those pick up and play games. You're playing these quick micro games which only last a few seconds, and they kind of test your reflexes, how fast you can be with it. And this WarioWare, comparing it to the newer one that came out on Switch, I have to say I think I like this one better actually, because I just feel more care and quality was put into it. It has full voice acting, whereas the Switch version does not. And the mini games on here are just great also. I guess I need to play the Switch version more to really say for sure, but as of right now, this is my favorite WarioWare game out of the two WarioWare games that I have played, although I haven't played the Switch version nearly as much. Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Now this was a game that was made in the year of Luigi, so this goes into a lot of his personality. Luigi seems pretty goofy and quirky, so I would think that's what you're going to see out of him in this game. This is a Mario RPG game where you kind of press the buttons to dodge and avoid attacks. Turn-based combat. I've heard it has a great story and all that, and I definitely want to play this one pretty soon actually. It's just hard to know what I will play next with such a huge backlog, but I'm such a Nintendo fan, I just can't help myself. Alright, Luigi's Mansion. I put some time into this one, but I gotta go back and finish it. I probably would want to just restart the whole game from the beginning at this point. The only thing I didn't like about this is that compared to the GameCube version, I would say the controls are not as good, but it is still a great portable version of Luigi's Mansion. And then of course here I have the sequel, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and I haven't really played this, just started it up to look at it, but for the 3DS the graphics were pretty good at the time, and I would like to try this one out. I would like to play the whole trilogy in order actually, 1, 2, then get on into 3 on the Switch, which I have. Next up, Super Mario 3D Land. This is a 3DS classic. This is a Super Mario 3D platformer classic. This is basically the prequel to Super Mario 3D World. Not much more needs to be said about this game. If you have a 3DS, you might as well have this game. This is the perfect game to have with your 3DS. How can you have a Nintendo system with no Mario? Alright, Metroid Samus Returns. This game I hear is pretty good. It's a remake of Samus 2, which was on the Game Boy. I hear it makes the story better gameplay and everything. I have played Metroid Dread on the Switch, so I would like to play this one next when I actually go back and beat Metroid Dread on the Switch. This one seems kind of like what they made the foundation to Metroid Dread with. Steel Diver was another launch title for the 3DS, and this is like you're in a submarine and you're engaging in some kind of combat that way. I heard it was very unique and took advantage of the 3DS's capabilities at the time, so that would probably be pretty cool to check out. Got pretty good reviews. Next here I have The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds, which I haven't played yet, but I know is highly rated, highly regarded as one of the greatest 3DS games of all time. So yeah, I gotta play that one eventually. Then I just have the loose cartridge here of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Haven't played this one either, but I have played Ocarina of Time. This one guess I'd have to try it out, but that whole time restriction that they say is in that game sounds a little difficult, maybe off-putting. And now the last game that I do have here is Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS. And although this might not be as good as Super Smash Brothers Ultimate on the Nintendo Switch, this is still its own unique Super Smash Brothers experience. It has its own unique single-player content, and I believe they focused on that in this game probably more than any other Super Smash Brothers game. It's a great game. It has most of the characters that are in Ultimate, and to be able to have this on a more handheld console if you just want to pick up and play anytime is great. Plus they also do still have online active on here, although I will admit it's pretty laggy. I probably wouldn't even want to bother trying it out again because of that, if I could just get on Ultimate and have a smooth online experience. But yeah, there is my 3DS collection. If you like this content, please like with a thumbs up. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell to all. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any recommendations of 3DS games, what games are your favorite, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.